Hey guys, welcome. It's your girl, Black Girl Minimalism. It is Friday, July 18th. We're using the Fifth Spirit Tarot deck. I didn't do the read from earlier, so we're just doing a nighttime read tonight. The first card that we got is the Nine of Pentacles, which I think we pulled this card earlier in the week, which talks about indulgence. We also got the Two of Cups. I see this as maybe the transference of water energy is also the sun. I didn't realize this before. The sun energy is also in the corner here. And then the ladybug is also on the rope, and it has the knot tied here. So also see this as an infinity symbol. So maybe just like infinite good luck. Um, that's an option. um, and the indulgence energy could be maybe the ability to have indulgence as well. So I'll see what else comes out for us. The Six of Cups as well. And I hope that you guys had a great Friday. Me and Babe also just came from a sip and paint. This was my first time doing a sip and paint ever. And first time is here in LA. The other card that we received is the Judgment card, which is number 20 in the deck, and also a major arcana. I also see like the small like people here. I see that maybe as like maybe a call to your angels. That's represented because they're floating upward. So that's the fourth card that we pulled. And on the Two of Cups, you also have the moon energy. So at first I saw just the sun, but it also has the moon in the corner as well. So maybe the transference of like moon to sun, sun to moon, seeing it as complete opposites. We got the King of Pentacles, and he's just holding the pentacles in hand. They are holding the pentacles in hand, so maybe they're the I see this as an energy of them owning their own energy. And I actually might read into that energy because I don't believe that I pulled that in this particular deck. If I didn't already, the Fifth Spirit Tarot deck by Charlie Claire Burgess is what we're using for today. As you guys know, because we've used it before, it's a queer inclusive deck. We also received the Hermit card, so it's a call to sit in silence, maybe sit also in silence to think. The symbolism here, I see this as like maybe an idea. It's calling you to sit and think about a specific idea. We also got the Six of Wands. We pulled this earlier, and I keep reading this in different ways, but maybe seeing this as a torch of like, at first I thought it was like a firefly. Then I also see this now as like a torch. So maybe firing some type of energy inside of you. And then the plants are surrounded around this particular lighting as well. So maybe a call to something for a new idea. We also got the Eight of Pentacles, which is like, I'm going to pull out from the lighting, but it's all these tools that are specific here. So maybe you're building something, like you're building on a specific idea. The Two of Wands, also fire energy or lighting a fire inside of you. I just ate, so a little late in the evening, but little light snack for the evening. So yes. We also got the Five of Cups. This is also like, it's like a house in the middle of the ocean. But it's also surrounded around like these yellow floral I don't know what this particular flower is, but the plants are also here as well. So maybe I'll read into that as well. So the Five of Cups. We also got the Knight of Wands. This is also fire energy as well. And they're on the go. And I'm going to pick one more card to see what comes out for us. The World card. So this is like truly being in an infinite potential of energy. Because this circle is like, I see that as an infinity, like an infinite potential. And you also have the Libra scales that's in the corner here. And she's holding roses in hand. She's also being watered as well. So I see this like an angel in the corner. You have what looks like is an eagle. So maybe like just dwelling in this like ability of lifting herself out of a particular placement. And then the world is at the bottom. And then we also got the Queen of Wands. I'm going to pull one more card. Ooh. So we got the Emperor. And the Emperor also has this tool that they're like not really in hand, but like floating above. And this is number 4 in the deck. This also has some tools over here, measuring tape. So, and then also some sort of map that's here. So maybe building or mapping out something. And then the moon energy is also very significant, which is number 18 in the deck. And then the Tower is facing up. So maybe something that you're building on that you might be trying to figure out. But really maybe not so much clear on, but you're building on what you're looking to figure out. This seems a bit unclear about the message, so let me pull a few more cards. The Fool. So maybe blindly walking into something, because he's like kind of walking off of the ledge. He or she or they are blindly walking off of the ledge. So he's just like, he, she, they are walking straight ahead, not even looking around. They're just walking straight ahead. And the Nine of Cups is also significant. So I think we pulled this card yesterday and then the Death card. But I also saw this, like we spoke to this maybe 3 days ago as a level of rebirth. So maybe calling you to rebirth, because they're like, it's a baby in hand and it looks like an older maybe ancestor that's looking over. And then the butterfly as well is significant. So maybe seeing this as a level of rebirth. So let's read into the King of Pentacles. And it looks like this. So the King of Pentacles, I don't believe I've read this card for this particular deck. So I'm interested to see what that has to say for this particular card. So the King of Pentacles is a cultivator of sustainable growth and communal abundance. So maybe talking about your community engagement and not in a capitalistic way. The King envisions material security and wealth in new ways that aren't predicted on consumption, ownership, and profit, but instead grounded in stability, generosity. So like maybe giving back and mutual benefit. They lead the way in building more supportive systems for a more equitable world. In readings, the king brings their maturity and practicality to all related to business, organizing, and growth, and they're a good sign that stability and longevity can be achieved with the right stewardship. So it's talking about how you're managing your money, because that's see how how they are holding their hand out. So they're the they're in control of what's to come. Um, this card can represent stepping into a provider role when you can offer material safety and protection to others. Another side of the king is their refined taste and enjoyment of earthly pleasure. So if you do have a level of enjoyment, you're very cautious about how you do it. After all, pleasure is what we're all thriving for, isn't it? We can work hard and enjoy our lives. So it's about balancing it. And I feel like that's why the scales came up for the world card, because you are stepping into a place of newness and maybe also material gain, but it's the way in which you're doing it is a very sustainable way. We can build a world with room for both. So again, like that's why I feel like the world card came up. So let me read into the world energy. Sorry guys, it might take me a little bit to get to it. Okay, so the world, here we are at the end of the journey. The world represents ultimate completion and connection, is transcendence beyond binaries, categorization, and even the self. The soul in union with the universal spirit of all things. In readings, it can signal a feeling of personal and spiritual wholeness, where you are able to exit in greater harmony with your truth. As a major arcana's final card, the world can also represent a cycle culminating or ending. Maybe you're wrapping up a creative project, moving, graduating, or changing careers. Maybe you're getting a divorce or closing some chapter in your life. The world means that you're ready. You've reached this journey's natural terminus. You've done everything you can, learned everything you can, and you have everything you need to move on. And move on you will, because the world reminds us that every ending is also a beginning. The snake eating its tail symbolizes infinity and also forms a zero. We exit the world and once again become the Fool. We also received a Fool card. So you're blindly walking into a new path. A new cycle, infinity begins. And I feel like that's why the infinity came up in this card here, the Two of Cups. And I'll read that energy in the rope. And then the ladybug was on top of the rope. So what's to be expected are good things coming. So the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is a card of partnerships calling our attention to lasting or influential connections with kindred spirits, whether lovers, friends, or collaborators. When this card appears, you may find yourself in one of the most meaningful soul share moments with another person. This kind that makes you feel intimately seen and connected. It also indicates a more relaxed kind of connection, but one that ultimately supports to stimulate your growth. If you're already in partnership with someone, consider how if you've been connecting recently. Remember to make space to and time to nurture your relationship and make meaningful connection with each other. So it's like it's asking you to evaluate how you guys connect. Like a lover's light, this card can also show up to recognize our relationships with ourselves. So maybe how you're indulging with yourself, and if you are giving back to yourself in order to give back to others. Encouraging you to check in with your heart and give better care to your emotional insides. You may have some disparate parts that need some loving. After all, relationships with others are great, but we're our own lovers first. So I think that's significant to why it called for this death card, because it's talking about a rebirth of some kind and maybe how in which you're showing up for yourself. So I hope that you guys received this message. I know that it was a lot of energy that was pulled, but it's necessary, because if you're going into a space of rebirth, it's asking you to go within and to take time for yourself and to be gentle with yourself, because that's all necessary as well. I will see you next time. I love you so much. Bye.